Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Tia at B5 Designs, and I am on to share. If you watched my haul videos from yesterday, I talked about that I was going to do some coffee dyeing last night, which I did, and I would say it was a success. I will say there's a little bit of learning curve to it just because I went back and watched more videos after the fact and learned some things, but I'm going to show you some of the things that I tea dyed just to, so you can kind of see what. So I really liked these. They are just some stationery. And you're not going to see a big contrast. Well, I guess it's a lot more than I thought. But I really liked how those turned out. And then I did this one. So basically, if I could get my hands on it, I'd tea dye it. Because I had things in my mind that I wanted to do. So this one did pretty good. I did just some plain, or this is grid paper, so everybody knows what grid paper looks like, but I just want to show the difference, like how stark white it would be. So there's that. So I'm also, they're nice and crunchy. I had a little bit of an issue because I don't know if I was over soaking them or what, but I kind of wanted them to be darker. So I felt like they weren't very dark. And so then I would soak them longer and then the papers would want to fall apart. So I don't know if that's normal. This is just some regular notebook paper here that I did. And then I did bake them in the oven. And I messed around with different temperatures and different times. This is more of that graph paper. So some of it turned out like, it almost actually looks like somebody spilled something on it more than it is coffee dyed, but that's okay. I still intend to use it in my journals. And then I did just some small pieces of paper. So that is that. And then I'm going to show you my let me see. Sorry, I'm kind of going through the pile. So I did some, and these kind of tore, some like receipt book things. The yellow, the receipt part of it, I don't know, they turned out pretty janky. And I guess it just depends on what you want for jankiness. I don't know. Here's some more receipts. These are the yellow. So I don't know if they look so much aged as they look janky. But this is one of my favorite things that I did. I don't know why, but I think these turned out really nice. And these are now, I don't know, these are probably vintage because not a lot of people do phone messages like this anymore. I don't use them at my work, but the job I had before that we did, but other than that, we always emailed. But I thought these turned out pretty cool. And some of them are more dyed than others. So I did do quite a few of those. And, some of them tore. That was okay. Look at that one. This one must have been on the bottom. Because And I think the highest I baked them at was 250, but I did go up to as long as 10 minutes, but I was right here, and so I was watching it. And then the other favorite thing that I want to do more of, because these could make a junk journal in themselves, I think, just a small one, but I did these old time cards, and so this is how they turned out. Some of them are written on, and so you got the feel of that on there too, which I thought was cute. This was one that I think probably was on the bottom and soaked for a while. So some of them have stamped times or dates, and some of them have written in. Most of them, the backs are plain. It's funny to me, some of them have no names on them. So I'm like, how'd you get paid? So there's that. See how cool they came out? I just think they came out cool. Oh, these aren't very old because this one is somebody had COVID. So. But that's just, the point is, I think they're cool. It doesn't matter to me if they're old or not. But some of them are from 2016. I don't know. Does that make them old? I don't know. So yeah, these turned out to be my favorites. I liked how they just kind of soak up the ink, or soak up the coffee, and I really liked the message ones. I thought those turned out cute. I thought they turned out nice. And I did like the stationery ones actually too. Now I did do, and I was so kind of mad about this. I have been saving the wrapping papers from, like, when you go to Hobby Lobby and they wrap your glass pieces. And this is how that turned out. It wasn't great. Here's another piece. And I did try to do, like, the coffee crystal sprinkling. And then the only other thing, I did do a couple of these. These are thicker paper. And so they actually didn't do too bad either. All in all, I'm pretty happy. I just wish, now I know that, I just wish that some of them wouldn't have torn, but you know, they're going in a junk journal, so I may tear them to put them in my journal. I don't know. I know some people go back and iron theirs. That's debatable. A lot of mine is really flat, so I'm not too concerned about doing that. But yeah, so I just thought I'd come on and show you, and then, you know, silly me, I thought I was going to have time to be, you know, doing some die cutting and stuff too while I was doing this. Well, that didn't happen. So it is a job where you do have to babysit it, basically. There's a lot of videos out there about it. A lot of simple videos. There's a lot of people who have hacks for it. Some of this actually dried partially in the oven, just a few pieces dried partially in the oven, and the others that were a little bit damp because I was getting tired of it. I was getting tired, kind of air dried too, and I do have some over here that is air drying as well still from last night. I didn't lay them out. I just kind of sat them in a pile. So, anywho, that is my adventure in coffee dyeing. I will probably do it. I want to do some tea dyeing, but this is just part of what I did. So I got a pretty good stack. So I know when you can order some from people on Etsy and stuff like that, and you get much neater bundles that have been ironed and pristinely dyed. Well, that doesn't happen in my life, so there you go. So I am going to be sitting around and doing some die cutting today with some of my new dies. So I just thought I would come on before I get that started and show you how my little tea dyeing or coffee dyeing adventure went. Sorry for the noise, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.